my view and most people's view of Christian news would be an application of, hey, here's what's going on and here's what a Christian should think about this. The problem is that takes wisdom and prayer. And when we pair that with timely news, like we're writing about things that we heard about for the first time an hour ago. There's no time for thoughtful, prayerful, on-demand wisdom. And so it's like, okay, how do we accomplish this? So what we do is all our Christian perspectives are pre-written, and they fall into one of four really simple categories where we're only going to provide Christian perspective in one of these four areas. And so the first one is perspective, eternal perspective. So to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't care about this as much as we feel that we should, in light of eternity, maybe this doesn't actually matter. We're all worked up over it. Maybe we shouldn't be. Another is to say, so that's the first is perspective. The second is to be open to correction and say, hey, we have a tendency to believe that we're right and to be hostile kind of based on that. And this isn't necessarily a core pillar, like one of the main things you take away when you read the Bible, but I think it's a very applicable thing when it comes to the news, like something that Christians often get wrong in this space specifically. The next is a very just kind of biblical through and through, which is to say we need to love everyone, And so, hey, we're writing this news, and even if this is hard news about Putin, it's like, okay, how do we condemn what he's doing, which I guess would be overstepping the pour overs bounds a little bit in applying what we should do. But how do we condemn or understand what's going on while still maintaining a love for even someone like Putin? And that's kind of the most extreme example that I can think of, but happens with politicians and all sorts of things in the news. And then the final area is to respond and to just say, hey, as Christians, we should do more than hear about this. So we'll point people to good organizations. We'll do matches and say, or provide opportunities to say, hey, there's a tornado here. Here's how you can help and things, and just make that kind of really core to our DNA.
Buying a T-shirt to support the people in Ukraine, like I think I saw, was it this afternoon's or yesterday? Yeah. There's an opportunity to buy some stuff that helped out people over there. So just to go back just a little bit, so you mentioned that you thought that there should have been a news organization out there that was doing the kind of things you were mentioning, like, I guess, how would you say, unbiased news with an eternal kind of perspective, or with I guess you could say a Christian perspective, but not a Christian opinion, perhaps would be maybe a way to put it. So what kind of led you to that conclusion? What did you just get sick and tired of seeing the same old, or was it a matter of just thinking, okay, this is maybe something that I could see a lot of people liking, or how did you get to that conclusion?
Yeah, it was a little bit of the first. I wouldn't say like I didn't have like a great moment of anger or frustration with the establishment, like, there's such a huge need and we need to do it, or there's an amazing market opportunity and we need to do it. It really was like, hey, I enjoy the news, but I enjoy traditional news, like big news, like following what everyone follows. And a lot of Christian sites, the things that were kind of spiritually reputable, were often not covering those, or they would cover them a week or a month later, and they'd be providing this thoughtful, prayerful, theological perspective on it. And so it's like, okay, my options for staying up to date with politics and up to date with the economy and up to date with, celebrity news and sporting news and all this stuff is to go to organizations that themselves measure themselves on a political spectrum. Fox News says they're conservative and CNN says they're, so and even news sources like AP News or unbiased news sources are claiming to be politically unbiased. And the thought was just, hey, I want to be informed about these things, but my primary yardstick or ruler for whether or not I trust someone or should trust an organization or care about an organization isn't where they fall on the political spectrum. Like it's, but that was the only kind of yardstick that was available. And so, and like I said, it started as a personal exercise and pivoted and evolved. And then at some point we just looked at kind of our natural word of mouth growth rate. Like, these numbers in absolute terms are pretty small. The growth rate's amazing. Like, is this because it's spreading among friends and family and they're all saying, oh, Jason's doing this, go support Jason? Or is there actually like real growth potential here? And so we started treating it a little bit more like a business.